Your mouth is the exhaust pipe of your mind. If the engine is broken, the smoke comes out black. We have already exposed the obvious lies men tell themselves, but the roots of foolishness go deeper than simple dishonesty. There are 7 more phrases, insidious, quiet killers, that weak men say every day. These words destroy your reputation, rot your character, and keep you trapped in mediocrity. While the fool speaks to fill the silence, the Stoic speaks only to improve it. If you are done making excuses and ready to build an iron will, listen closely. Let's clean the engine. The first sign of a small mind is an obsession with others. The foolish man loves gossip. He gathers with other weak men to whisper about the failures, scandals, or business of a third party. He asks, "Did you hear about him? Can you believe what she did?" He does this for one reason, to distract himself from his own lack of progress. By pulling someone else down, he briefly feels like he is standing taller. But it is an illusion. The Stoic views gossip as the ultimate waste of the soul. Eleanor Roosevelt, echoing Stoic sentiments, famously said, "Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people." When you gossip, you are admitting that your own life is so uninteresting that you must rent space in someone else's drama. Think of Socrates. When a man ran up to him, desperate to share a rumor about a friend, Socrates stopped him. He asked the man to pass the information through the triple filter. First, is it true? The man hesitated. He had only heard it from someone else. Second, is it good? The man admitted it was quite bad. Third, is it useful? The answer was no. Socrates simply smiled and said, "If it is not true, not good, and not useful, why bury my mind with it?" The stupid man is a trash can for other people's rumors. The Stoic is a vault. If you catch yourself talking about people behind their backs, stop. It signals that you are a spectator in life, not a player. The foolish man is also addicted to the what if. He is paralyzed by catastrophic thinking. What if I lose my job? What if she leaves me? What if the market crashes? He lives in a future that hasn't happened yet, suffering 1,000 tragedies that exist only in his head. He creates a horror movie in his mind and then pays to watch it over and over again. This is not preparation, it is cowardice. Seneca, the great Roman Stoic, wrote that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The foolish man bleeds before the sword has even been drawn. He exhausts his energy fighting shadow monsters. Imagine a man walking through a forest at night. He sees a shape ahead, a massive, terrifying bear. He freezes, his heart pounds, he sweats in pure agony for an hour. When the sun finally rises, he sees that the bear was just a tree stump. The fear was real, but the danger was a lie. The stupid man spends his life afraid of the stump. The Stoic waits for the sunlight. He understands that while he cannot control the future, he can control his present anxiety. If the worst happens, he will handle it then, with the same weapons of reason he possesses now. Do not mortgage your present peace to pay for future trouble that may never arrive. This is the procrastinator's prayer. I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'll write the book tomorrow. I'll apologize tomorrow. The foolish man believes he has an infinite supply of days. He treats tomorrow as a magical land where he will suddenly have more energy, more discipline, and more motivation. But tomorrow is a liar. When tomorrow comes, it is just another today, and he will push the promise back again. Marcus Aurelius, writing to himself in his tent on the war front, asked himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He knew that death doesn't just happen at the end of life. Death is happening right now. Every second that ticks by is a second claimed by death. There is an old fable about the devil auctioning off his tools. The most expensive tool was not malice or hatred. It was a small wedge called delay. The devil explained, "With this tool, I don't have to stop a man from having good intentions. I just have to get him to wait. When you say, 'I'll do it tomorrow,' you are arrogant. You are assuming you will be here tomorrow." The Stoic acts with urgency. He realizes that the only time he can act is the immediate present. If it is worth doing, it is worth doing now. A stupid man plans a perfect life. A wise man lives an imperfect one today. Envy is the religion of the mediocre. When the foolish man sees another man succeed, whether in business, fitness, or love, he protects his ego by dismissing it. He just got lucky. He had rich parents. He was in the right place at the right time. By attributing success to luck, the foolish man excuses his own laziness. If success is just a lottery, then he doesn't have to try. He drinks the poison of envy and expects the other man to die. The Stoic looks at success differently. He sees the hidden iceberg. He knows that what looks like luck is usually the intersection of preparation and opportunity. Epictetus taught that we should never be envious of a person with power or wealth because we do not know the price they paid for it. Everything has a cost. You see the man's gold, but you don't see his insomnia, his stress, or his sacrifice. Imagine two farmers. One prays to the gods for rain every day, but never plants seeds. The other wakes up before dawn, tills the soil, fertilizes the ground, and plants the seeds. When the rain finally comes, the second farmer gets a harvest. The first farmer shouts, "You are just lucky the rain came." The second farmer smiles. Without the rain, he would have had nothing, but without the seeds, the rain would have been useless. Stop looking at your neighbor's bowl to see if he has more than you. Look at your own bowl and get to work filling it. The desire for revenge is the hallmark of a weak spirit. The foolish man holds on to grudges like treasures. If someone insults him or wrongs him, he obsesses over how to get even. "I will show him. I will make him pay." He allows the person who hurt him to continue hurting him long after the event is over. He rents out a room in his head to his enemy, free of charge. Marcus Aurelius gave the ultimate advice on this. The best revenge is to be unlike him. If you return hate with hate, you become the very thing you despise. You lower yourself to their level. Consider the metaphor of the man who picks up a burning hot coal to throw it at his enemy. Who gets burned first? The man holding the coal. The foolish man burns his own hand, hoping the heat will reach someone else. The Stoic practices forgiveness, not because he is a pushover, but because he refuses to carry unnecessary luggage. If a dog barks at you, do you get on your hands and knees and bark back? No, you walk on. When a stupid man seeks revenge, he proves that the insult landed. When a Stoic ignores it, he proves he is untouchable. Your indifference is a far greater punishment to an enemy than your anger ever could be. The cry of the materialist is always the same. If I just had the new car, the better watch, the bigger house, then I would be satisfied. The foolish man tries to fill a spiritual hole with physical things. He is like a man with a bucket full of holes, running to the river to fill it up over and over again. No matter how much he pours in, it drains out, and he is left empty, exhausted, and chasing the next shiny object. Seneca, despite being one of the richest men in Rome, practiced days of poverty to remind himself that wealth does not equal happiness. He wrote that it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is truly poor. There is a story of a powerful king who visited a Zen master seeking the secret to peace. The master asked, "If you were stuck in a desert dying of thirst, would you trade half your kingdom for a glass of water?" The king said, "Yes." "And if that didn't work, would you trade the other half?" The king agreed absolutely. The master laughed and said, "Then your entire empire is worth no more than one glass of water. Why are you so proud of it?" The stupid man is possessed by his possessions. The Stoic owns things, but things do not own him. He enjoys wealth if it is there, but he is equally happy if it is gone. If your happiness depends on what is in your pocket, you are a slave to the economy. Finally, we reach the nail in the coffin of growth. I have a bad temper. That's just how I am. I'm not good at discipline. That's just how I am. The foolish man views his character as a statue carved in stone, fixed, permanent, and unchangeable. He uses this phrase to avoid the hard work of self-improvement. It is a lazy surrender to his own flaws. The Stoic views his character not as stone, but as clay. It can be reshaped, molded, and improved until the day he dies. Stoicism is the very art of changing how you are. Heraclitus famously said that no man steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river and he is not the same man. Nature is constant change. To refuse to change is to go against nature itself. Think of a tree. As long as it is green and flexible, it is growing. When it becomes dry, rigid, and refuses to bend, it is dead. When you say, "That's just how I am," You are declaring yourself dead wood. You are saying that your history is more powerful than your will. A Stoic knows that while you might have been lazy yesterday, you can be diligent today. You are not defined by your past patterns, but by your present choices. Never apologize for your flaws. Destroy them. Gossip, worry, procrastination, envy, revenge, greed, and a fixed mindset, these are the chains the weak man wears willingly. He polishes them and calls them life, but you know better. To be a Stoic is to stand guard at the door of your mind. It is to catch these phrases before they become actions. It is to realize that you are the architect of your own character. Do not be the man who speaks foolishness. Be the man who lives wisdom. If you are ready to reshape your mind and throw away the burning coals, click the like button. And if you want to walk the path of the wise while the world runs in circles, subscribe. The journey continues.